Welcome back everybody to the KS Moto Cafe. As you can tell from my peripherals here, there is snow. And if you watched my last episode about conditions I would not ride in and you paid attention, snow really wasn't a factor for me because I would not ride if it was below 0 degrees Celsius due to potential black ice on the road. But because right now it's 6 degrees Celsius out, there is no snow on the road, I'm happy to go out. This week was exceptionally difficult for me from work, and I really needed that break to just go out and enjoy that wind therapy of mine. For this week's episode, I want to talk about whether you should buy new or used motorcycle for your next purchase. So without further ado, let's hit that intro button. So you're already looking for your next bike and you're kind of thinking, should I buy used or should I buy new? Now if you're an experienced vehicle purchaser, then you kind of already have the pros and cons laid out. For me, I have my fair share of buying new and used vehicles, and I can tell you I'm a fan of used. Now you might say, why did I buy a new motorcycle then? Well, I'll get to that later. So before I start, just want to remind everybody that this is the last video before next week where I announce the winner of the month of February. So be sure to subscribe and put in your comments on any of my episodes during the month of February so you have a chance to win a $25 gift card, whether from RevZilla or Fortnite of your choice. So why should you go buy used? Why am I a fan of it? Well, the biggest factor is it's cheap. You get at least 20 to 30% discount right away. You may not get the exact year of the motorcycle that you want, but majority of times these motorcycles are relatively the same from year after year. If you look at Sportster line, for example, they haven't changed really anything about the Sportster since like 2016. So my motorcycle is exactly the same DNA as a 2016 to 2021. So with that savings, you can always use that savings money for new gear or new add-ons, upgrades that you've been wanting to have on a motorcycle, and it just saves you a little bit more pocket change. Now, besides the price point, why else would you buy used? Well, there's a lot of swag that comes with it.
Swag! Stuff we all get.
Whether it comes with already upgrades on the motorcycle, whether it's new exhaust or seats, it kind of comes free. And I say free because if you do any upgrades to your vehicles, there is no resale value that adds on to those upgrades. You might get more potential buyers coming to you, but when it comes down to pricing, like having aesthetic upgrades or bags or some customization for that motorcycle will not increase that price in the competitive market here. So as a buyer, it's actually a really good thing because you might get free stuff. If you check out Facebook Marketplace or any of the online used marketplaces, you'll find that some people even give their whole motorcycle riding equipment with it. So yeah, depending on who you find, then yeah, you would get a very good deal out of it. The last point I would highlight for a used motorcycle is you don't have to go through the initial phase of breaking in your motorcycle, and all you have to worry about is the next maintenance period or next time you need to change out the brakes or tires, which is kind of important if you're in the market to try to save money, right? But buying used is not always great. There are some flaws to buying used, and I'm just going to highlight that for you. One of the reasons why buying used could be a little bit risky is you can't trust 100% on what the seller is trying to say on his ad, because really they're motivated to sell. So to sell it, they'll say anything to get you to see the bike. So if you see a line that says well maintained, never been dropped, female driven, you gotta treat them all like bullshit, because it's up to you to actually go see the bike yourself and ask for the details. And if you don't do the due diligence, you might get swindled. And some people don't like to put up with that kind of fuss. The other reason is kind of counter to one of the pro, is that you may not like the customization this person did to the bike. Maybe you don't trust their workmanship. So it all kind of comes down to the trust of the seller or its previous owners, because some bikes could be multiple owners throughout the history, and you might not get the full history of where or who this bike would belong to. So because of all those stressors that's involved, and that if you don't want to put up with all that, then yeah, your only option is to buy new. So what's the pros of buying new motorcycle? Well, the first and foremost is that you are under warranty, and yes, you can get a used extended warranty if you buy a used vehicle from a dealership, but there's a lot more things that are covered under the new bike or new car warranty compared to a used one. Now, for a Harley Davidson owner, what I learned was that if you do your own stage 1, as in you buy a Vance & Hines Fuel Pack 3 and you put it on yourself, you will void your warranty. So read the fine print on what voids your warranty, because you just paid that extra thousands of dollars on getting yourself warranty coverage, and if you voided it right after purchasing it because you wanted to do some DIY work, yeah, it won't be good. Another reason why people buy new is because they just don't trust the seller. Essentially, when you buy a new motorcycle, it's really up to you as the user to properly maintain the bike and ensure that the break-in period is done properly. Now, with that said, another pro for buying new is your own customization. So if you got the money to purchase new and you have the money to do your own DIY or upgrades that you want specifically for that purchasing of the bike, you have the freedom of option to do whatever you want to your bike, as long as it doesn't void the warranty. Now, there are some cons to buying a new motorcycle. There is that break-in period, which could take a long time. You gotta baby that motorcycle for a while. For me, when I purchased my 883, it only had 18 kilometers on it, so I believe for the first 100 kilometers you can't go over a certain RPM, which is ridiculously slow. And then after that, for at least up to 500 kilometers, you again cannot go over like 3,500 RPMs. So you do have to baby that motorcycle for you to ensure that break-in period. And then again, the cost, it does cost a lot, and there are a lot of hidden fees that you will notice at the end when you're about to pay that vehicle. So the sticker tag, if it says $12,000, and then by the end you hit the finance person and now it's like turned into $15,000, it's because there's like all these hidden fees that they don't really advertise, such as the shipping fee, freight fee, documentation fee, and environmental fee. I don't know, there's a bunch that's going to add up to a couple $1,000. And then they'll also offer you extended warranty, and yeah, you might be paying a couple more $1,000 on top of already kind of expensive. So with all those cons kind of added up on a new motorcycle, and considering that I'm a fan of buying used, why did I purchase new? Well, I did look for a used, I really did. And I did find a 2018 Harley Iron 1200 that on pictures looked great, and the price was phenomenally priced. I went over to check out the vehicle, and I realized, even from an untrained eye of a motorcyclist, I knew it was a bad bike, or at least it was badly maintained. It had rust everywhere. And understanding that it was stored outside throughout 2 seasons of winter in Canada, where there's salt deposits everywhere, I can already tell you, like, this guy was probably not maintaining his vehicle at all. So I pulled a pass and went to the Harley dealership to check out the 883, which that they had. And as you know, Steve from Barnes Harley Davidson dealership gave me an offer that I couldn't refuse, especially with the military discount. I think I actually came out on top of that. So I'm very happy with my purchase, but some of the things that I didn't anticipate was the first maintenance 1,000 mile or 1,600 kilometer maintenance that I had to do, which cost about $450 on out of pocket. And some of the programs that they had that I didn't really think about, which was tire protection program, again costing me a couple hundreds of dollars. But if it wasn't a good deal, I probably would have just sat down and waited for a good opportunity for a used motorcycle. But for me, like, I was a little bit impatient and I wanted a bike right away, and I ended up purchasing this motorcycle, and I'm not looking back. I have no regrets to it. I love this motorcycle. For my next one, I will definitely go with the used market, just because it's cheaper and I know what to look for now. So yeah, that's kind of all I have for this week. Just as a reminder, once again, this is the last episode for the month of February, where you can put in your comments on any of my videos throughout the month of February for next week, where I will announce the winner of month of February for the $25 from Revzilla or Fortnite of your choice. So be sure to subscribe and comment away. Every comment equals a draw, and if you share a video on Facebook or Instagram, you'll get 5 extra points. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Peace.